China wants to change the standard, the currency standard. And if that happens, that's like losing a world war. We'll be a second-tier country. We'll literally be a second-tier country if that happens. Now, you're losing Brazil. You're losing Colombia, South America. You're losing Iran. You've lost it. You've lost Russia. And if you haven't lost them yet, you're going to lose them. China's on the yuan, so China's gone. Then you see France going over. No, what's going on? We're losing. If we lose our currency, that's the equivalent of losing a world war. Our currency is what makes us powerful and strong.
And Donald Trump gets it. He's telling you, if we lose all these countries, the U.S. is going to be like losing a world war if we no longer have the power, the currency, the reserve currency, opt out. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Without further ado, getting straight to it, we have a major update from the SEC. The SEC is targeting Bittrex, Seattle-based company winding down American operations. Is told it faces potential enforcement action. So what does this mean? The SEC names Algo, Dash, and other token securities in the Bittrex lawsuit. Dash, Algo, OMG, TKN, NGC, and IAT, the agency alleged these tokens are all securities and that investors had reasonable expectations of profits, meaning the assets should be considered under the securities laws. So Algo promoted a token sale and basically has been operating as an unregistered security. So this is the latest in the crypto news, and the SEC is cracking down. What's going to happen with this? This just happened yesterday, so time will definitely tell. But looking at the crypto price action, that caused Bitcoin to stall out. At the current time of this recording, we're back below 30,000 at 29.7K. How low will Bitcoin go? Will this shock the market? Well, time will tell. But taking a look at TA Trader Allen, he's saying no. On the weekly chart, Bitcoin just broken out a diamond pattern with the latest candle which closed today. This confirms a continuation pattern having target at 41,000. What he's showing you is this pattern right here. This pull, and then you're in the diamond, you chop around. When you come into this diamond in a bullish fashion, you exit in the bullish fashion. And basically you just measure this pull here and then have the breakout target to the top of this. That's around 41,000. We see another pattern here that also corresponds with that. We see that this major support right here, which we wicked down to back when we were falling off a cliff back in the bear market. We're still in the bear market, but we're coming out of the depths of it. But when we fell through this support level at the 25.3K range, we fell through drastically, came back up, hit our head once, twice here before blasting back up through it. So what do we see with this particular pattern? We see a shoulder here, a head here, and another shoulder here. That's an inverse head and shoulder pattern right here. So how do you measure this? You just take this pull from the neckline down to the lowest point of the wick, down to about 15.6K, and then you pull this back up to the neckline of where you actually broke out from. Then you get a technical target. And where's the technical target taking us to? Right around that $41,000 level. So we have confluence here as well. TA Trader Allen is saying it with this diamond pattern. Well, we also see it with an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So within time, Bitcoin could be hitting that 40K plus range. Bitcoin dominance. What do we see? What do we anticipate? We think that it's best to be in Bitcoin right now, even though the dominance over the past few days has had a pullback after a major run up. This is how crypto works. You have a run up and then you have this pullback. Had about a 4 or 5% pullback zoom into the price action. But if you zoom out and look at the every time a long was called on the weekly per the EMAs, every single time when this long is called, you had a blast up. Right here, if you take the peak of this blast up before we had a cool off, how much higher did we go? We went another 22% to the upside. That's right there. As you see, we fell off a cliff here and came back down, established a floor, had a rounding bottom, and we just had this long call happen. So if we go up from the peak of this another 22%, how high will this take us up to? This will take us up to almost 60%. And this long call just happened. We had the blast up, just a minor pullback. We did the same price action back here, just a minor pullback, then a blast off. We could have a little bit more downtrend in this price action. We could come back down and actually test this support level here, flip this support. We could come down to 46.3, maybe not break the 46 level, flip this resistance to support, and then have that bump and run pattern back up and towards this purple box. Something that you definitely need to pay attention to. Is it time to be inside of alts? We want you to see this. It's the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart on the weekly. And right now, what do we see? What do we anticipate? At the current time it's recorded, Ethereum is coming in at 0.07%. And we had a long call way back in July of 2020 after the halving. Right now, the halving is a year away, and we're not anywhere near it. We still have some time to go. And as you see, when the short call was called back in August of 2018, how long did it take until we seen a long call? Short call was called, then we had a long call about 679 days later post-halving. So does that mean that we have to wait that much longer for Ethereum? Not necessarily, but as you see, this long call on the weekly was called, and we have had that run up to the upside, and we fell back below these EMAs, and the EMAs are just coiling up. At the current time it's recording, Ethereum fell through them again. Now it's bouncing up. Are we going to see lower price action? Now, looking at the RSI in comparison to this, we had it extremely overbought, came back down and just touched the 30 level, put in a higher low, and then didn't quite put in a lower low yet. But the trend's your friend till the end. And right now, if we use these peaks, hit our head, hit our head, hit our head, then we broke through this. Is this the breakout that Ethereum's going to continue to the upside against Bitcoin? Right now, it's back above the EMAs, so it looks like it could be a little bullish, but you want to be hesitant because, as you see, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you put in a high, a low, a high, a low. You can still put in a high here and still not be above this 0.65% range and still come lower than this previous low. And that could come later on in the year, right before that halving. So you want to be patient. These EMAs are coiling. We've been in the green, a long call, since way back when in July of 2020. That's almost going on a 3-year long call. It doesn't happen forever, but as you know, if we do come back down to this macro support, that's going to be a 40% melt against Bitcoin if that happens. So we don't want you to be caught with your pants down because it's a higher probability we'll have a cool off, maybe a bounce back down to this orange macro support line before we have that bump and run continuation. So once again, you just want to be patient in this valuation. We're bullish on ETH, but right now, BTC is the coin you want to be in. And then an update from CryptoCon. Bitcoin newsletter update. What he's calling for right now is a cycle mid-top in 2023 once this CMF indicator hits that 0.35 level. And for those that don't know, the CMF is the chicken money flow. And as you see here, we haven't hit it yet. We actually came back down. This is got to the 0.32. 0.35 is up to here. This is the range that he's calling for. So once we get to that 0.35 level, then that might be when we have our mid-cycle top, when you want to go ahead and sell everything. And then Bitcoin has just closed its 4th month above the least square moving average. After making a bull market cross in the previous cycles, there were 27 and 16 months to go before reaching an absolute cycle top. So what he's looking at right here, this blue line is the least square moving average. And every time you're 4 months over this, then it has that blast up. You see there's a 1,000% increase, 7,800% increase within 16 to 27 months. That's within the next 2 years. 2 years, 3 months, stretching it out. But all in all, we're going to see some major upwards price momentum in the years to come. An update from TA Trader Allen. The 2050 SMA bullish crossover is happening. Zooming into the price action, you see right here, this mirrors way back in 2015 and 16. And right now, when this happened, this was in 2015. It took over 2 years to get that peak. 2 years, 2 months, from October of 2015 to December of 2017. 2 years, 2 months, and Bitcoin was way down below $1,000 and finished up around 20K. Where could we be seeing 25 months out from now? A 6-figure Bitcoin, most definitely. So with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.